I'm Lat Blaylock and I'm the editor of RE Today magazine. Lots of teachers, when they're doing their religious education, they feel short of confidence. Everything else they teach with great confidence, but when it comes to RE, people feel insecure. So this is 10 ways to help you feel more confident when you're teaching RE. So confidence building measure number 1 is actually to take RE seriously. If people don't take it seriously, they'll not get better at doing it. I think taking it seriously means time, thought, effort, planning. I know that's not a popular move, but you've got to take it seriously if you're going to feel more secure in your RE. Secondly, you're not God. So actually, you don't know all the answers about religion and spirituality. And it's pretty important to admit that, first to yourself and second to the class. You'll feel more confident when you're doing RE if you admit that you don't know all the answers. Maybe for a teacher that feels like a failure in mathematics, but in religious education, some of the best lessons happen when the pupils ask great big questions and the teacher says, good one, Daniel. Any ideas, anybody? And then the whole lesson lifts off. Next, it's really important to delight in diversity in RE. It follows on from the fact that there's often not one right answer to the biggest and best RE questions, and that means that the teacher needs to be someone who believes in mutual understanding as a goal for education, but not in everyone thinking the same thing. Never tell the children that all the religions are the same, because they're not. Instead, delight in diversity. Point 4 is about time for religious education. Most classes spend 4 or 5 hours doing literacy, 4 or 5 hours doing numeracy, and teachers feel more confident about literacy and numeracy than any other subject. If you're doing your religious education in 20 minutes at the end of the day on a Thursday after a long PE session, it won't be the best thing you do. So there's no solution, no alternative to better RE except giving it some quality time. Of course, that carries a planning implication with it, but I'm promising you that if you want your RE to get better, you've got to try and find an hour a week. You've got to find plenty of time. It's really important in religious education to embrace the mysteries. Good RE never gets away with ducking the issues or stepping away from the deep stuff. I think it's true that there are some questions in life that you have to live with for a long time before you can ever have a chance of getting a decent answer to them. You have to treasure the questions along the way. So if you feel unconfident in handling scarily big questions with the pupils, then share that with them. Say to them, I don't know the answer to this. I embrace the mystery. I treasure this question, even though I haven't got a clue about it. Number 6 is about being willing to recognise that you're not a professor of religious studies, and actually to teach religious education well, you don't need to be. You can sometimes feel as if you need to know 6 religions inside out, or everything there is to know about the Catholics and the Anglicans and the United Reformed Church and the Salvation Army and the Baptists. You don't need to know everything there. What you need to know is what you're going to teach to your pupils a little bit ahead of where they are. Not just one step ahead of the class, maybe 2 or 3 steps ahead. But you need to learn your patch, what you're going to be teaching to your class this year, and expand your understanding of the patch a little bit as you go. The next one I want to draw your attention to is that actually all of us have people we know who are insiders to a faith. Have you a friend who's a Muslim? Do you work with someone who's a Hindu? Are there Christian people in your family or your local community who you know, who are among your friends? Actually talking to those people about the way in which you teach the faith is not so that they can give you all the right answers, but so that they can give you a little bit of insider practice. What did you do at Easter? How did your family celebrate Diwali? What happened at the end of Ramadan in your community? Just ask. And actually people are pleased usually to share their experience. Then when you're talking to the class, well, what a wonderful thing to be able to say. I was talking to my friend recently and she said. And actually adding authenticity from conversation to the way that you teach about particular religions is a powerful thing, not just for your class to learn, but also to build your own confidence. It builds your confidence as a teacher of RE if you immerse yourself a little bit more in a religion that's not your own. I'm not Jewish myself, but actually Jewish TV programs, novels by Jewish people, the poetry of the Jews, just getting to grips with Judaism in popular culture. All of those things have kind of helped me to be informed, to have a wider hinterland of understanding. So if you know that in the next year you're teaching Christianity and Judaism to your class, well, just take the opportunities that come your way to know both of those religions, maybe as an outsider to both of them, but a little bit more through engaging with the impact of the faith on the culture that you live in. The ninth point I want to make is that you'll feel more confident if you can use authentic resources. So if you actually have the realia of Christianity, some Christian religious artifacts that are in weekly use in your local church, and you can tell pupils the story of those, then that brings the authenticity of the objects into your classroom. Maybe you're not a Christian and you teach RE, you teach Christianity in RE. That's fine. Use the real insider authentic stuff. And actually that applies to texts as well, that ever so often we move from text, the Bible, the Holy Quran, the Torah, to textbook, a double-page spread of not very interesting material. Wherever you can, use the real thing, use the original. Actually, the original carries its own religious and spiritual power, and actually if you use it, then it will add vibrancy and depth to the teaching that you're doing. So wherever possible, find authentic resources. That, of course, applies as well to visits and visitors. If you can get a Christian person to come and visit you, or a Christian person to guide you when you go to visit the church, or the same for Judaism and the synagogue, then actually that adds authenticity and you become a learner alongside your pupils. Last but really important is to take some pleasure in your successes. If you teach one RE lesson that goes a bit better than you expected, then you'll be able to teach another one that goes even better than that. And celebrating success, whether it's that these children asked great questions today, or that their teamwork drama reenactment of this biblical story was more fun than you thought it would be, or that this particular circle time led some really reflective comments from some of your lads as well as some of your girls, then actually when that happens, go and tell the teacher in the next door classroom. Let your RE coordinator or subject leader know that something went right. And whatever goes right, do a little bit more of that and a little bit more of what you're scared of next time. So those are my 10 tips to help a teacher be a bit more confident when they do their RE work, because I think confident teachers teach much better lessons and good learning results. 10 ways to do it. Hope some of those work for you.